Welcome to the Stuff and Things Podcast, your home for all stuff related to your favorite things in entertainment. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to the latest episode of the Stuff and Things podcast. I am Sam. Today is episode 43, Casting Hits and Misses. Joining me to discuss this and our usual off on a tangent, it's Stefan.
Yo, yo, yo. How we doing?
That was very street of you.
I know, right? Word.
In it to your mother. Mate, I got to kick this show off with an interesting thing that's happened. So, you let slip in a recent episode that you were part of a reality TV show. And since then, our audience has gone, so that footage must exist.
I was kind of hoping this would survive until episode 50 and then people would have forgotten.
And people have gone kind of... Well, put it this way, I check the emails intermittently at the moment because we were getting kind of bombed with like a lot of interesting stuff that I made a joke about people send us in pictures. I should never have made that joke. Okay? So people are sending in some interesting stuff. But anyway, I've been sent a number of things which I had not seen of you being a superstar, 17-year-old troubled problem child. Just a little example.
17-year-old Stefan Alvarez is driving his mother mad.
If he's asked to do something, you can ask and ask and ask and ask. And then 9 times out of 10, I do it myself because it's just easier, quieter, and a lot less painful.
No, Mum does everything. That's what Mum does. I don't want to change it.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
For people listening, right? You were 17. You were part of a reality TV show, which obviously your mum put you into.
I would like to say yes, she did, but no.
So how did your mum come about being a star of this?
So it all started, me and a friend of mine were walking down South End High Street, which is where I used to live at the time. Yeah. And we saw some people with video cameras. Like big, proper, like... industrial video cameras.
Yeah.
So, naturally you walk to the other side of the high street and go, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
And as we were walking past, I've seen it says BBC written all down the side of it. And I'm like, oh. So we turned around and walked back. As we were walking back, one of them just happened to say, oh, you're right. To which I turned around and went, yeah, what are you guys doing here? Like, what's all this about then? They explained the production company that they were from, what they were doing, what they were looking for, etc. And 17-year-old gob on a stick that I was just came out with all this stuff that would fit perfectly for what they were looking for. Next thing I know is like 3 days later and I'm getting phone calls from another person going, hi, I'm one of the actual producers. We've seen your little tape that you did for us. Can we speak to your parents? Yeah, why not? Go on then, let's be a laugh. I'm a drama, media and film student. Yeah, of course you can, yes.
Amazing.
Handed the phone to my mother, she spoke to them, put the phone down, looked at me and went, what the fuck have you signed us up for?
Yeah.
I went, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this.
I forgot to tell you, I'm a problem child.
I forgot to tell you, I'm a problem child. I'm really I'm not rude or anything like that. Don't make me sound like a bad person. Just, I'm quite lazy apparently.
Lazy.
To which my mother went, yeah, just a bloody bit.
Now, this is interesting to me because I know you as an adult, right?
Yes.
And as an adult, you have young children.
Yes.
And me and you have parenting conversations on a regular basis. And one of I'd say a pet peeve of yours is when you ask your kids to do something and they don't do it. Like, have you tidied your room? Yes, I've tidied my room, and then it's not done, and you are quite angry about this.
Lazy little shits. Yeah.
Now, so do you feel that I could send them these clips and say, don't worry, next time he gets angry, just play this to him. It will make him smile.
Oh, don't. Yeah, no. Karma is the word you're looking for. Yes.
Mate, what
Yeah.
makes this worse, right? What makes this worse is you obviously told me about this, so I knew it all existed and stuff. And I saw a clip ages ago because it was on TikTok, I think. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. You look so young, like in this clip. And like, what the hell are you doing? But I hadn't really thought about it at all. People
Mate,
who listen to this show...
The stories I can tell you about this.
Oh, mate, people who listen to this show have gone in. Like... It is insane. Like the emails we have had.
Can I just... Right, I'll tell you my favourite story from all of this.
Okay.
There is a moment in this show where me and the girl, her name was Lizzie, were sat at this table.
Yeah.
And they read this letter that I have wrote to Lizzie. I wrote this letter on the very first day.
Yeah.
She was really homesick. She was really emotional off camera.
Yeah.
She was going through a real kind of, oh my God, what the have I done?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I put a note on her pillow that literally said, look, we are here for 9 days. It's you and me. We'll just get through it. Don't worry. Like, think of the experience. We'll get through it.
Yep.
We are then sat at a dinner table and they're reading this letter at me. Now, I know this letter was like maybe 4 lines long.
Yeah.
And they're reading like this proper novel of a love letter out to me. And there is a scene in it where you see the camera go to me and I look really quite perplexed about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because I'm sat there going, I didn't fucking write this. That's not what I put down.
Did you not say that?
I went off. So when they literally filmed this scene, they cut the cameras.
Yeah.
They then message me, like, what do you think of that? And I'm like, it's quite funny, isn't it, really?
Okay.
I then go off to the woman, like the mother of the family, was like, can I have that letter back, please? And she went, oh, no, I haven't got it. I've given it to the camera crew. They've got it.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So I've gone over to the camera crew and I'm like, hey, can I have that note back for a minute? Oh, what do you want that for? I just want to check something. Can I? Oh, no, we got rid of it after that. We didn't need it anymore, so we just kind of got rid of it. We didn't want to make the situation any worse, so we've got rid of it.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at the woman who was doing it at the time. I was looking at her and I went, you know exactly why I want to look at that letter. Half of that wasn't what I put, is it? And she went, oh, well, we don't know who put what on what. We just found this letter and, you know, it was just... And I'm like, you lying bastards. Like, what you've done is you've now suddenly managed to turn this into... Me and this girl didn't get on that well anyway.
Yeah.
You've now made this into some weird love story in your episode. By the end of the 9 days, I would happily have left her there and come home without her because she'd done my head in. And you've made this into some sort of bloody love scene. So you bastards. And I came home and all my friends gave me so much crap for it. And I was like, I didn't actually write it.
Dude.
I to this day, I don't know who added onto it. I am assuming it was the production team.
Yeah.
But to this day, I don't know who actually added onto this letter. But yeah, it wasn't me.
Well, I will tell you that I had not seen that scene. But for everybody listening, please find it and send it. Sam at stuffandthangspodcast.com. I'd like to see Steph squirming because he wrote a love letter and got found out, and you're still denying it to this day. Yeah. That's kind of sad. But episode 43 of the show is called Casting Hits and Misses. Now,
Stefan Alvarez for the World's Strictest Parents. What a hit.
Yes, clearly. I love the fact that you've just promoted that again. So
it appears that our inbox is already full of it.
So this attention that you're getting isn't so much, oh, why, oh no, crap, it's now like, oh no, stop giving me attention, oh no. Oh, I see what you did there.
I'll put the PayPal link if you want to donate, it's fine.
Yeah. So, casting is kind of the thing that's often overlooked with TV production and films, in as much as it's just a thing that happens and people don't really think about it. But really, casting is arguably amongst one of the most important things of any project, because if you get it wrong, a project can face problems before it's even aired. or before it even like gets to that position, because you cast the wrong person in a role, people are going to let you know about it, especially if you're doing like an adaptation of something like a book that exists.
Yep.
A perfect example currently out there of a casting, and nobody knows yet if it's a hit or a miss, but everybody knows that it's certainly an eyebrow raised, is the casting of a black actor as Severus Snape in the new Harry Potter series. That is arguably one of the most talked about casting decisions ever.
Now, I think this actor could be the best actor on the planet.
Agreed, yeah.
It is going to be a miss because of the base material. It has nothing to do with the actor himself at all. If anything, I feel really sorry for the bloke because he has had nothing but hate since he got announced as the role.
Yeah.
I feel really sorry for the actor because the base material, everything you read in the book, and then the added bits of what you see around that character in the book, it's not going to work. When Harry Potter's parents hang this guy up from a tree to torture, to tease him, you make that a black character, you've just changed the entire connotation of that. Or
massively.
When Harry, Ron and Hermione sit down in the Great Hall for the first time, they see all the teachers and they single out the one black guy as he looks dodgy, he must be a bad guy.
See, I'm told in the books that isn't like that. That was something they did in the films. But I've not read them.
I'm just, it's just like, if they do stuff like that, it's going to change everything.
I agree with you. Like, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that we don't know if it's hit or a miss yet because no one's watched it. But the feeling is, like, you look at the casting in general for that show, and every time they did a casting announcement, I saw basic universal, that person's perfect for that role. Oh, that person's going to be great. This is so good. And that one was like, what?
Are you sure?
Yeah, and that is, like, for me, it's meant the show has been very talked about. It feels deliberate. It almost like they use the casting not as not we've cast this person because we think they're going to be great in the role, but we've cast this person because people are going to talk about it non-stop, and therefore people are going to talk about our show non-stop.
Oh, God, I hope that's not... I hope that's not the reasoning behind it.
I think the reasoning behind it is actually, you could argue that the main hero of that story is Snape. And I think the reasoning behind it is actually a little bit more, they've made the primary black character in the series as the hero. I have a lot of, like, it's such a difficult topic to talk about because you can easily say or sound like...
Click into the wrong thing and then all of a sudden you're like, crap.
Well, someone could clip something I'm saying now and make me sound terribly racist. And it's not, like, I'm not, there's not any aspect of this which has anything to do with that. It's more the case of, if you are, like, colour swapping, race swapping a character, there are loads there that you could do without really having the same story connotations that this does. And it does change things, because, like, James Potter being a dickhead at school, he's a bit of a bully, and then a nice guy as an adult is believable. James Potter being a racist asshole at school makes him an asshole. Do you see what I mean by that? It's like he's not there for a likeable character.
And, like, we're meant to like Sirius Black. We're meant to really like his character as Harry's godfather.
Yeah.
Well, he was involved in all of it as well.
Exactly. So there's...
Professor Lupin, again, meant to be one of the most liked characters, involved in the whole thing as well.
Yeah. So you see my point is, like, it does change things when you do that. Now, is that me applying my own connotations to it? Like, so for example, if it's a black actor hanging from a tree, should I see that the way I see it? Any differently to a white actor being in the exact same position? I mean, it's magic, it's wizards. It's not being tied to the... Do you see what I mean with this? Like, am I applying my own unconscious bias in seeing that? I don't know. I can't answer it. It's me. But I think it's something everyone needs to think about, and this casting is distracted because of that, and therefore, like you said, it feels like a miss, and it's got nothing to do with the actor or the ability or the story, because we've not seen it yet. Like, I want this show to be good, and it might be brilliant, but there is going to be an element all the time of, it just doesn't feel right. Like, there's something that doesn't seem right. Or if there's any parts, like you said, like, if they leave that in from the films, which is Harry's like, oh, look at all those teachers. That one, there's the dodgy one. It's going to be memed to hell, isn't it?
Oh, massive! Like the first book, the first film where the Quidditch is happening and his wand's being possessed, and everyone's automatically assuming it must be Snape.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Why are we just? Why are we just assuming that the one black teacher is the one bad one? Why are we assuming that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, and it's going to be interesting. But I feel that talking about casting, that had to be mentioned up front. I do want to move on to something about casting, which me and you can really bite into, is how casting, like, you want something really clicks. Like, someone is casting a role and it works brilliantly. You then cannot possibly imagine anyone else as that character. Like, it is impossible to picture somebody else.
Yep.
And moreover, when you then learn that they weren't the first choice, in fact, in the one I'm about to talk about, they didn't even make the top 10 list of actors wanted for the role initially. And I'm talking about Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, Iron Man in the MCU.
Yes. Now, for me, can't imagine anyone else.
Oh, no way. He owns that character now. But he wasn't, like, they had a short list of 10 actors. The top of that list was Tom Cruise. And then there were 9 other names gradually working their way, I guess, through celebrity status. And the studio were like, basically they were being turned down. It wasn't working. There was like no one they could get. And Jon Favreau suggested Robert Downey Jr. And the studio were like, hell no. Because of his past, like drug use and all these problems that has existed in his career. It's too big of a gamble. No way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it was a massive gamble that could have backfired. We have the MCU because Robert Downey Jr. was clean and sober and did put in a performance and nailed it.
Absolutely. From that first movie through till Endgame, everything he did was absolutely on point, on the money.
Yeah.
If they had done that first Iron Man film and it had flopped, we would not have had anything else.
If he had not been the person he is at that time in his life, 5 years earlier, whatever, when he just come out of jail, or, you know, the guy has had a troubled time.
Yeah.
It's like the MCU doesn't exist. Can you imagine that? The MCU literally doesn't exist if that casting is wrong.
It's mental to think, and it is absolutely mental to think of just how much they had to get right on the first movie.
But like, specific to this show and talking about casting, that's it. Like, that is the game. That first movie is Iron Man. It is purely him. Like,
nothing else happens if they get that casting wrong.
Exactly.
And they say about the whole Tom Cruise was I just cannot see that. Like, no matter how many times I've tried, and we had the whole Multiverse of Madness, and there was talk of him appearing as like the ultimate Iron Man and Tom Cruise. Yeah. Even when people were doing like the AI stuff and showing what it would look like, it was still just like, no, stop it. No, Robert Downey Jr., that's it. Stop.
But that's the thing. It's like he now owns that character to the point there is no one else. Like, can you imagine anyone else playing Captain Jack Sparrow other than Johnny Depp?
So that is actually my perfect example.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow is who I have in like the very top of my list. When you first said to me about this podcast, that was the one that I went straight. Robert Downey Jr. probably should have been my first, but my first one was Captain Jack Sparrow. There is not another person on the planet who can do for that role what Johnny Depp did.
No.
And again, like this,
it
has created an entire franchise.
Yeah.
By getting that one thing right.
I mean, there's plenty of examples. Like, Keanu Reeves' as John Wick is perfect.
Yep.
Like, he is... I'm going to say this and people are going to think I'm being horrible. He is not a world's amazing actor. He has a sort of wheelhouse, a methodical woodenness to him. But in The Matrix, for example, as Neo, that was perfect. As John Wick, perfect. You're talking about casting in roles and certain things. There are also certain actors that you put them in things and immediately their ability raises everything. Like Morgan Freeman, Tom Hanks, Harrison Ford.
Forrest Gump, yeah. Who else could have done that performance?
Exactly.
Or
like
even same with Tom Hanks, Castaway.
Just, yeah. The ability of these actors to slot into role. Like, I saw someone say not long ago that, like, movie stars there aren't really many movie stars anymore. And I kind of know what they mean in the sense of Morgan Freeman, Harrison Ford, Tom Hanks. They are movie stars that you can write a script and they can play a character in it, and they become that character. Like, they just nail it, like, straight away. And you look at their body of work, and it's so varied in so many of those characters.
They can do the serious bad guy. They can do the comedy friend. They can do the romantic kind of thing. They can do everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is kind of like the casting hits and misses stuff. Like you cast one of them, those guys, you get a good enough script that you can get them on board, you're a hit. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the whole film could be bad, but that casting was good.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, for me, it's looking at Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of thing, where that, for me, is kind of almost the other side of it, where, for me, that was more, instead of Ryan Reynolds becoming Wade Wilson, it was like Ryan Reynolds just being himself. Almost,
they kind of merged. Yeah.
And that worked. Again, for that movie, that worked so well.
It did.
I mean, I've got a list of people, like, whether it was quite what you meant me to do or not, I have a list of people where I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine anyone else playing that part. Where I'm like, no one else could play that part like they did. So I had Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Then I had like Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight, when he played the Joker. Now, that character has been played, like the Joker has been played by a load of different characters.
Yeah.
But Heath Ledger did that in a way that you're like, that was it.
Yeah, no, so that is an interesting one from a casting point of view, because people went ballistic when he was cast. Like,
yeah, he was too much of a nice guy.
Pretty boy. He's a pretty boy, teen rom-com actor. Like, this is a waste. Like, he'll be rubbish. And his performance as the Joker is one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in any film ever.
It was
terrifying. so sad. We lost him so young that we never got to see what else he could do. The thing about what you're saying about you cannot imagine anyone else in the role, I don't think works for the Joker. I mean, like Jack Nicholson, for example, was incredible. And there's different things, but when you compare it to like a Jared Leto, it just makes you want to vomit. Like, there's like, but I think the Joker is one of those characters where plenty of people can play that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
think they're always now. I feel like now they're always going to be judged on that performance.
That's fair.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I get that. All right, mate. Yeah, go on. Carry on with your list.
Robbie Coltrane, Harry Potter, Hagrid.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to find out very soon on that, yeah.
Because now that one for me, I've got an asterisk next to it, because who they've now cast for the TV show,
perfect, yeah,
I think could be brilliant.
Robbie Coltrane being a very, very Scottish man, very, very Scottish, doing a Bristolian accent, my accent, for Hagrid, was very odd for me.
Yes.
It's very, very odd. But yeah, perfect. Okay.
Gandalf, Lord of the Rings.
Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah, now, apparently, I don't know if this is true, you may know this better than I do, but apparently Sean Connery was one of the main people up for that role. Originally.
Yes.
And I now look at that and I'm like, but that was such a perfect representation.
The Sean Connery... Yeah, so Sean Connery was linked to a lot of projects, which I don't think Sean Connery even knew existed. I think Sean Connery's agents did a very good job of keeping him linked to everything big for a while. Because I remember watching an interview, a few years before he passed, but one of his kind of final TV appearances. And the question was put to him, like, oh, these things you've turned down. And he was like, no way would I have turned that down. That was loads of money if I'd known about it. I just said no. Oh, what? They'd have paid me a few million to live in New Zealand for a year? What? Why would I have turned that down? He was an actor who was world famous, but was still a Glaswegian dock worker at heart. Money, mate. I don't turn it down.
What a legend. He really was
a
legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next one on my list, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine.
Yeah.
Now, this for me was fun.
difficult.
So I grew up watching the cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Hugh Jackman doesn't actually really represent Wolverine at all.
Nope.
Wolverine was short, hairy, ugly, and a bigger bloke. Hugh Jackman is a very attractive, quite tall bloke.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say very attractive, but okay, that's your own preference.
Oh, I would. No, Hugh Jackman is a very, very attractive man. I am happy in my... Yep. However, he played the role perfectly. Now, is that a case of him being, like we said earlier, with like fantastic actors who were just, here's a good script, go make it work?
Yeah.
Or does he fit that role just so well?
I tell you what's kind of interesting with this is I think there's an element of when he was cast as Wolverine and those films were made, there wasn't as sharp a focus on making it comic accurate. And what I mean by that is I think when they made the X-Men film, I'm sure there were fans out there who were like, oh, he doesn't look anything like Wolverine. But they were also just so friggin' happy to see the X-Men in live action, and it was a cool film, and he was great as Wolverine. No one gave a shit. And then because he did such a good job, no one give a shit. Go like he's Wolverine. You put a live action thing. Oh yeah, but we're gonna cast someone more comic accurate now. People are like, no, fuck that. We want Hugh back.
We
like,
just
Hugh,
want that guy. That's
he
all
will
we
do
want.
this till you're 90. He was like, it's just so interesting. Like, I think if they were like, there is a very real possibility that the X-Men are going to be recast soon in new films being made by Marvel Studios. Now they have the rights to them again. And if they do that, that probably means, or definitely means, that Wolverine will be cast. And I am guessing, and it is just a guess, you're not going to have a guy who's 6 foot odd cast next time.
No, they're going to probably go for a lot of youngsters. You know, Hugh Jackman is not going to be rocking up
till you're 90.
Like,
till you're 90. I mean, they killed him off because he quit, and Ryan Reynolds brought him back. So who knows? Maybe he'll just do it forever. But yeah, I know what you mean with that one. I think when they do get to the point they've cast someone else in that role, it's going to be very weird.
Yeah, and we're going to have to get used to it, and it's not going to be right.
Big time.
A couple of other ones then. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and Han Solo.
Yeah, this goes back to what we were saying about him being a true movie star, because like he's in so many things, but in terms of like the big franchises, no one else can play Han Solo. They tried, it failed. No one else can play Indiana Jones. They did have a good plan once, but the poor kid they cast died, River Phoenix. I think there is a TV series of Indiana Jones, a Young Adventures of, or something that you could do maybe.
We've mentioned it so many times in this podcast that we're both like just waiting. It's like, come on Disney Plus. Just give us the TV show we want.
I think it's there, but I feel like you need him involved. Like, if he's still with us, which, you know, all the gods willing, he is for some time yet, him voicing it perhaps, like a diary, like, I can remember this sort of thing, and then whoever the young actor
Diaries
is.
of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Trademarked,
Like,
copyrighted that. We have got this.
and then whoever the actor is kind of has his blessing then, and I think it works. Like the untold stories of Indiana Jones, and through the voice of Harrison Ford, like that could work, but I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those roles again. Like, it's difficult thing. Okay, was that your list, or did you have
the
some
last
more?
one I've got is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor.
Oh, see, it's Alec Guinness, man.
That's why I wanted to bring it up with you, because we're kind of those two different generations.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I know Alec Guinness was the original, but for me as a kid growing up, Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, I see. It's very
Hello
difficult. Yeah, hello there. It's very difficult because you have to kind of understand how massive an actor Alec Guinness was when he starred in Star Wars, and how serious of an actor he was, and for him to do this kind of absurd space saga thing, which he did. Which, by the way, when you think about when it was written and when it was done in the late 70s, it was so unique. You got to imagine that he must have looked at this and gone, oh, if I earn a couple of quid out of this, it'd be all right, but probably not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, kind of this crazy thing. And he, his performance, him being in it, meant that people went to watch it. So I can't sort of overstate how important his casting as Obi-Wan Kenobi was. Like, me and you look at this now and it's like, Harrison Ford's in it. Harrison Ford's the draw. Harrison Ford was nobody when Star Wars came out.
No, he was kind of the add-on.
He'd been in American Graffiti with George Lucas, and you know, he basically got that role. He was working as a carpenter on the set. You know, like, this is kind of crazy. So Harrison Ford, brilliantly talented, and stole the movie without a doubt. But when people looked at, oh, there's a film, Star Wars, Alec Guinness is in it. Oh, all right, well, I'll give it a go. You know, it's like
crazy, isn't it?
It is so important they had that. So he is always Obi-Wan Kenobi for me, but I completely understand what you're saying, which is, as an adult, so for me, I was a teenager when the prequels came out, so I found it weird seeing someone else, but it was like, I was younger, so I know like everything. But it was when they did the Obi-Wan series, and Ewan McGregor is now the age that Alec Guinness was when Star Wars was filmed. And I'm kind of watching it and like, this is kind of surreal. This is kind
wow, yeah.
This is kind of funny for me. But yeah, one character, two great actors who both embodied it brilliantly. But yeah, I think that could be a generational thing, like you said. For me, it's difficult to think beyond the original, but Ewan McGregor's incredible in it.
That is my list. That is my list of
Okay.
fantastic.
So one of the other things I was going to discuss with you is the character of Jack Reacher. Now, Jack Reacher is from a book series,
Yes.
and is described in the book series as just this big hulking man, like 6'4", built like a brick shithouse. Like, the guy is a monster. Every room he walks into, people are like, oh wow, okay, like, avoid that guy. Like, he is so intimidating, his presence, and his brother's even bigger. You know, it's like, so if you've read the books and you're kind of like, you can picture this guy in these scenes where it's like Reacher looks at the man and he cowers. You're like, well, no shit. Like,
yes,
of course he does.
I knew you were going to bring this one up, and I'm glad you have.
When they made the film,
Yes, yeah.
so there's two films, they cast Tom Cruise.
Which, that was very much we need a name.
Yeah. Like, I am so confused by that casting decision. Like, you're right, and by the way, they're both good films. and Tom Cruise does a good job, but they shouldn't be
However, you
called
then look at the Amazon series and you've got Alan, is it Alan Richardson?
Richardson, yeah.
Who plays him in the Amazon
Yeah.
show, who is, like, 9 foot tall, 4 foot
Who is,
wide,
yeah,
pure
who is,
muscle.
yeah, who is Reacher. He is, when you read a book, you picture the character in your mind. Sometimes there's illustrations as well, but you kind of have this image built of who the person is.
Yeah.
And when I saw Alan Richardson, when they cast him for Reacher, the series, I was like, yeah,
There it is.
That's the guy I pictured. Because when I watched the films, it was like, he does this good job of being this silent, tough guy, like clearly very highly trained. But he's like, there's this scene where these drunk guys are going to attack him, and he's just talking, but the guys aren't you're not going to be intimidated. Like, with the greatest respect in the world, these guys aren't going to be intimidated by like this 5 foot.
Not by Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is not
Cruise.
intimidating anyone other than with his money.
He kicks the shit out of them, wins the fight, etc. The character, whatever. But when Alan Richardson, there's this scene where these drunk guys are going to attack him, and he turns around and he goes, "Are you the driver?" And this kid's like, "What?" And he goes, "Well, I see 5 of you. I see 5 drunk dickheads with broken hands. If you don't fuck off and leave me alone." And you're looking at it like, yeah, he can do that. Look at him. What are you doing, you idiots? Leave him alone. It's like, oh, there's 5 of us, dickheads. It's like, nah, there's 4 because one of you's gonna have to drive the rest of you to a hospital. It works. You just look at him and it works. And also when people step to him in the series, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, walk away whilst you can.
Yeah, so there is this brilliant element to it, which, and again, it's the casting thing. That TV series brought the fans of the books to it, and therefore the series is now going into its 4th season. Rumours that it's already been greenlit for a 5th, and it's got a spin-off. Because the fans of the books clamoured to it, because they were like, the films, but that's not our Reacher. This is it. So the fans were there. When they cast Tom Cruise in the films, the vast majority of the fans of the books went, "Nah, we're good. We're not going to watch that."
Yeah, no.
and it's interesting because I watched it. I didn't go to the cinema to watch. They were on at some point. I was like, oh, I'll see what they've done with it, I guess. And I kind of watched them, yeah, they're okay. If these films were called Mission Impossible, I think they were great. But they're calling it Reacher. He's playing the character. He's not. That isn't the character.
Yeah.
So the casting, those films they did too, that could have been a whole franchise if they got the actor right in who was going to play. They've got it right with the TV series, and this thing's running and immensely popular. So again, that's a casting thing. Now, another casting one I want to put to you, which I hate with a passion, is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Oh God, in the Batman spot, yeah, that is awful.
It is awful, isn't it? It's not just
I'm
me.
not a massive fan of him as an actor in general.
And perhaps this is why me and you both agree on this, because
but it doesn't fit the character at all.
It's awful. He's terrible. You've done this recent Superman film with Nicholas Hoult as Lex, and he nails it. And you're like, okay, all right, I get that. I get that characterization of it. What Jesse Eisenberg did with it made it ridiculous.
And I think that was the problem with that kind of that phase of the DC thing at the time. Yeah. So many of their decisions were just what the.
Yeah. Now, the last one I want to mention is kind of funny to me. And it's funny, and I'm bringing it up because it's kind of funny, because it highlights casting. You are casting a character, and it's a character that people know well.
Yep.
You have to be kind of smart in what you're casting, right?
Yeah.
So you're casting a live-action evil queen, right? And the evil queen is jealous of... The Snow White character is jealous because she's so beautiful.
Snow White and the Huntsman, is that where we're going with this?
No. We're going with this. Do you cast Gal Gadot, who is arguably one of the most beautiful women on the planet, to play the evil queen, who is jealous of this other woman? Mirror, mirror, who's the sexiest of them all? Come on. That mirror's going to go, you rock. You're fucking seriously. You most women on the planet think you are like sent from the heavens, and most men too. You have nothing to be jealous about. You have got no reason. Like, that casting decision made no sense at all.
Oh, it was Kristen Stewart as well as Snow White, wasn't it?
No. We're mixing them up. This is the.
Oh, you're going with the Disney.
Yeah,
the
Kristen
Disney,
Stewart.
yes, again,
yeah.
exactly the same thing though. Yep.
yeah. Kristen Stewart. So casting misses. I've got Jared Leto and Kristen Stewart as if they're putting anything, it's a miss.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
me
stand
and James
either of
Corden.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, yeah, add him to the list. Yeah, James Corden shows up in something, I switch it off.
Nope.
So
I think if we're talking about casting mishits, I do feel like you can just put a bracket of Disney live action. And just kind of go, da-da.
Yeah, I agree with that. We have a show coming up soon where we're talking about live action remakes from animation, so save it for that. But yeah, it is like...
Yeah,
but,
if you
but
put
the overall...
Gal Gadot as someone who's meant to be jealous of someone else, no.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like,
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I know there's a big political thing all around that. We're just parking at. Just base the appearance of the woman. She's... Like, I can say, it's like, she's not my cup of tea, but I can look at her and go, yeah, she's objectively beautiful woman. The idea that she... Now, I've not seen this. Perhaps they dive into it. Perhaps she has some insecurities. Perhaps she has some hang-ups. I don't know. But
she was
it
once
just
left
seems...
by some bloke that said her nose was too lopsided.
There you go.
From that day...
and from that day, you know, he once said that she wasn't Latina enough. Wait a minute. No, that's not Snow White. Yeah, anyway, right, moving on. I think casting is underrated in the sense of its importance.
You get it right, you can make it. You get it wrong,
you kill it. You can kill an established franchise. You can kill a character. You can absolutely murder something that people are looking forward to by getting it wrong. And so the casting agents and people who work in the casting, it is so important. And I think just the few examples we've done on this show that. Now,
I have one question for you then.
Okay.
I want to know, actor or script? Okay.
Right.
Ben Affleck as Daredevil.
That's difficult because both are appalling. I'm actually going to say script, right? And the reason why I'm going to say script is because I've seen him act well in things.
It can happen.
But that period of comic book movies wasn't... It didn't get it right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They went, oh, it's a comic book film, therefore it's live action, but we're going to make it cartoony. It didn't work. It didn't work. And it finally got nailed right with the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, where they were like, no, it's comic book, but we're grinding it like it's real. And once that happened, the MCU followed that. You look at Kevin Feige was like, we can do this, you know, and that was what they did. And comic book films have never looked back. But that era, that time, there's some that are great, like Blade at that time. The first Blade film I love still to this day.
Yep.
But even that you can see at times is a bit. But there were lots of them at that time where it's just very. There's a Punisher film at that time where he's fighting a Russian guy, and the guy he's fighting is dressed like a stereotypical Russian sailor. Like he's literally wearing the striped vest and stuff. It's so over the top, goofy, cartoony.
Yeah.
And it just kills it. Yeah, it sort of takes what could have been a good film and just flushes it away. But yeah, so I'm sure people are listening to this with their own ideas of who was cast, who wasn't, what was a hit, what was a miss. Do get in touch. Every 10 shows on our podcast, so the next one will be episode 50, we go back over emails and feedback on our shows. So if you've got casting hits and misses that you feel we've missed or big, send them in and we will discuss that on episode 50. You can get in touch via the podcast apps. You can get in touch via our socials. You can also email the show, sam@stuffandthangspodcast.com. Visit the contact form on the website and it's all on there. Okay then, buddy. It's that time. I need to hand you off with your... Is it a riddle? Thought? What are you doing now?
I have no idea. I just do what I do at the end of the show.
Okay then. It's time for Stefan to do what he does at the end of the show.
A boneless chicken wings, just chicken nuggets.
Thank you for listening to the Stuff and Things podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on Facebook or online. Simply search the Stuff and Things podcast to join in our conversation every week.